From the security situation in Nagpur to a possible end to the Russia-Ukraine war, and from Sunita Williams' return from space to Telangana's ambitious AI city, let's take a look at the stories that are making headlines today. Good evening, I am Zeeshan Akhtar, and here's everything you need to know before the day ends. Our top story is the security situation in Nagpur. The city remained a fortress with a curfew imposed across 10 police stations for the second consecutive day.
As you know, there have been several protests across Maharashtra demanding the removal of Mughal King Aurangzeb's tomb in Khultabad. One such protest sparked violence in Nagpur on Monday. Over 50 people have been arrested so far. Maharashtra DGP Rashmi Shukla has instructed district SPs to act swiftly against any signs of unrest. Police have deleted over 500 objectionable social media posts related to the issue. Meanwhile, the administration has declared Aurangzeb's tomb in Khultabad a no-drone zone.
Why it matters? Issues of law and order are a concern, especially with local body elections around the corner. Telangana's Deputy Chief Minister Mallu Bhatti Vikramarka presented a massive Rs 3.04 lakh crore budget for the financial year 2025 and 26.
It allocated Rs 12,393 crore for the Health, Medical and Family Welfare Department, which is an 8% increase from the previous year's allocation. It also set aside Rs 23,373 crore for the Irrigation Department. It also announced a new plan called the Future City Initiative, in which it seeks to develop an AI city across 200 acres, aiming to transform it into a global hub for the artificial intelligence innovation and enterprise. The city will serve as a center for leading multinational corporations. Google has committed to establish an AI-powered accelerator center within the AI city.
Why it matters? Telangana's focus on caste welfare and AI technology could become a model for other states. What role should the government play in appointing an election commissioner?
That's the question in front of the Supreme Court, and the top court has scheduled a hearing on the controversial Election Chief Commissioner and other election commissioners, Appointment Conditions of Service and Terms of Service Act of 2023 on April 16. The law gives the central government more control over selecting the Chief Election Commissioner. Petitioners argue this violates the Supreme Court's authority under Article 141.
Why it matters? The ruling could impact electoral transparency at a time when opposition parties have questioned the independence of the Election Commission and threatens for fair elections. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar acknowledged the rising use of tariffs and sanctions in international relations during a panel at the Raisina Dialogue.
He pointed out how countries are increasingly weaponizing economic policies like trade restrictions, financial flows, and tax access. His remarks come as the US imposes new tariffs on multiple countries, including India.
Why it matters? With India-US trade relationship evolving, Jaishankar's stance signals India's curious approach to economic retaliation. A new report has found that Indian cities lack long-term strategies to tackle heat wave, despite rising temperatures.
The study by Sustainable Futures Collaborative examined Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, and 6 other cities. Most cities focused on an immediate response rather than building resilience. Without long-term planning, India could see more heat-related deaths as extreme heat becomes more frequent.
What's next? Experts call for stronger urban policies to mitigate the impact of climate change. The first step towards a broader ceasefire in Ukraine was taken today when US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin agreed to seek a limited ceasefire against energy and infrastructure targets.
The Kremlin emphasized that Russia still has demands before agreeing to a broader ceasefire, while the White House statement focused on Trump's desire for better US-Russia ties. Trump proposed a 30-day halt on strikes on energy targets, and Putin immediately gave the Russian military a corresponding command. Russia and Ukraine will also swap 175 prisoners each on Wednesday.
It was not immediately clear whether Ukraine is on board with the phased ceasefire plan. Our next story is out of the world, or rather back in Earth.
Astronaut Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore have returned to Earth after spending 9 months aboard the International Space Station. They landed off the Florida coast early on Wednesday. Now the astronauts would be kept under observations.
NASA says astronauts would typically regain full fitness within 45 days, but recovery time varies per individual. The Kolkata police has denied security clearance for the April 6 match between Kolkata Knight Riders and Lucknow Super Giants.
The match coincides with Ram Navami, when over 20,000 processions are planned in the state. The Cricket Association of Bengal says Eden Gardens won't be safe without police protection.
What's next? The BCCI may reschedule or relocate the match. The Union Cabinet approved a scheme to promote UPI transactions below Rs 2000 for 2024-25, an official statement said.
The outlay for scheme is Rs 1500 crore from April 1, 2024 to March 31, 2025. Only the UPI transactions of up to Rs 2000 for small merchants are covered under the scheme. Under the scheme, the government will bear the merchant discount rate or MDR for payment of less than Rs 2000 made by a person to a merchant. Incentive at the rate of 0.15% per transaction value will be provided for transactions up to Rs 2000 pertaining to the category of small merchants, the statement said.
That's all for today's evening wrap. For more such coverage, please subscribe to The Hindu.